Hey guys, this is Parth from FTC Team 7477 Super 7, and today we're going to be talking about telemetry and FTC programming. So, first, to understand what telemetry is, it's basically a way of inputting text about motors or some text about the way your robot is running onto your driver station screen. So, if I want to output a motor power onto the driver station screen, I can do that using telemetry. So on the driver station, there is going to be like little, if you're using a phone, there's going to be like little black area at the bottom where you'll see all the telemetry, and if you're using the driver hub, it'll be at the bottom also. So we can start using the telemetry class, and all that is telemetry. Just type in telemetry, and once you hit dot, you'll see all the functions here. And our first function we're going to focus on is add line. Sorry, add line. And what this does is it it will just add one line of string text. So I can usually this is used to label something. So I can write sensor info or something and then put all my sensor info. You can't really put any data in this because it's just one line of text, right? So I can just write info or something like that, right? But now the real area where you use telemetry is the add data line. And what this allows you to do is add a caption, add a string caption, and also add a value of any type. So for example, say I'm trying to figure out what position something's at, and I'm using three different numbers. I can put position 2, or I can output position 3. And this will output position and 3 on the driver station. And it'll put a colon between them. So yeah, so let's use an example and see what we can do with a motor for telemetry. So we know how to initialize a motor, right? So it's just DC motor, let's call it motor 1 equals hardware map dot DC motor dot get motor 1, right? And again, I don't know if I've used this initialization in the tutorials before, but you can either use this one or the one previously mentioned in tutorials. So now we can just say, let's say motor 1 dot set power 0.6, and I just want to get in telemetry, I want to get the current encoder position that the motor is at. So I can use my add data line, motor position, and motor 1 dot get current position. Boom, I can just put variables in here like this. Now one thing you want to make sure of is to use the telemetry.update line. And this will make sure, without this, your information will not get sent to the driver station and there will be no output of text. So make sure you use this line after you put in any telemetry. Another tip that I will give you is when you have your initialization code before the wait for start, your last line after all of this should always be a telemetry where you where you add something and just name it status initialized. And this will just print status initialized after all your initialization has been done. So say we haven't gotten into it in the tutorial yet, but say you're using your IMU, which can take a while to set up. It takes a few seconds for the robot to have the IMU set up and everything. So this will only output after that's all set up, so you know when to start the program and it won't crash. Again, you also want to put telemetry.update after this. Now another function that I wanted to talk to you about is called the telemetry dot set ms transmission interval, and ms stands for milliseconds. So basically the default value for So the telemetry has to send the data to the driver station, right? And this happens by default every 250 milliseconds. It'll send the new data. If you want this to be changed, you just simply have to use this line and set however many milliseconds you want your interval to be. So I can put 150, I can put 200, I can put whatever I want. So this is how you do that. That is it for telemetry. It's a pretty easy concept to understand, but it can be incredibly useful for debugging different parts of your robot. So thank you for watching.